Let me make it clear, there's gonna be no reconstruction, no lifting of sanctions, and no normalization with the Assad regime unless the regime is engaging faithfully in a political process, in a political transition, in line with UN Security Council Resolution 2254. After 11 years of suffering, we believe that is the high time to have this process under the auspices of the UN Special Envoy, Geir Pedersen. This is why we actually support, the European Union supports strongly the step-for-step process, the step-for-step approach of Geir Pedersen in order to find the right political solution to engage the Syrian people and to have a true meaningful transformation of the Syrian society and the Syrian people, to get them involved in this process. In spite of the huge number of pledges for the Syrian people, as I said, more than $4.3 billion, the money is simply not enough. There is a higher need among Syrians inside Syria and in the neighboring countries. Unfortunately, there's a looming food crisis, not only in Syria and the Middle East. There's a looming food crisis all over the world because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and not only for this reason. And of course, the pledges are not enough. This is why it is important to find more resilient solutions, more sustainable solutions to help the Syrian people. With over 15 million Syrians in need of humanitarian assistance, we need to understand that it is important to focus more on resilience efforts that are more sustainable and then that they are on the long term. I believe that member states, donors and EU member states are interested in the well-being of all Syrians from all regions of Syria, and they are interested to support efforts in vocational education, for example, in civil society building, in many kinds of areas that also include food production and other kinds of initiatives that will help to build a more resilience and recovery all over Syria. After 11 years of war and 11 years of suffering of the Syrian people, we need to find the best solutions in order to build more resilience and a stronger response in order to support the Syrian people. On the 9th and 10th of May 2022, the European Union organized the 6th Brussels conference to support the Syrian people. This year, the conference was attended by many countries and many donors from around the world. Of course, the biggest donor is the European Union and its member states. So far, at this Brussels conference in 2022, more than $4.3 billion were raised in support for the Syrian people, for more resilience, and for humanitarian projects in support of Syrians inside Syria and outside Syria in the neighboring countries. I believe it is an important message despite of mounting pressures all over the world. The European Union managed to gather the European countries and the world community to show support for the Syrian people. And I think it's worth taking that into consideration.